Hey, howdy, hey, and welcome back to Avilla Theory in our first episode of 2020. I'm CJ Avilla, and I'm joined again today by my wife, Nicole Avilla.
Hello.
And today I don't have a beverage, but you are drinking some water, and you just ate something on a spoon.
Yes. Quite sticky. Did you know... Well, first of all, it was some kind of butter. I was eating peanut butter.
Was it peanut butter or almond butter?
Well, let me tell you.
Okay.
I knew we were about to record and I wanted something sweet, but I'm trying to save my carbs for an alcoholic beverage later.
Oh.
So I was like,
gotcha.
I'm just going to have some peanut butter. That sounds delicious. I'll get a spoonful. Mm-hmm. And then I accidentally got a scoopful of almond butter. So I dumped that out quickly, but there was still remnants on the bottom of it.
Okay.
So I had the peanut butter, and it was delicious. But did you know that as a kid I hated peanut butter?
I did not know that.
I thought it was the most disgusting thing ever.
I can't remember if we've been getting like smooth organic peanut butter recently, but is that just because the kids won't eat chunky?
Yeah.
I think we both really like
you're right.
the chunkiest of the chunky peanut butters.
I'll get that next time because no kid is eating peanut butter right now. So
Okay.
Duly noted. I will get it next time.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I just have water.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. But will you tell us about keto?
Yeah. So I've been trying to do this keto diet. I've seen a lot of people have a lot of success with it, and I wanted to try it out. And it's such an interesting diet, and also like the science behind it was kind of cool. And
just very quickly, 5 seconds, remind us what keto is. Is that the
Yeah, so the keto diet is like very low carb. It's a low carb, high fat diet. And the idea is that you're trying to push your body into ketogenesis. Mm-hmm. And I think that's how it's ketosis. No, not ketogenesis, ketosis. That'd be a cool thing, ketogenesis. Science things happen. Breaks down, so your body like usually can use like the glucose that you're eating from carbohydrates, and so you have to kind of like shock your body into using to teach it how to use fats for energy instead of carbohydrates. So you eat like really, really low carbs, and then something about your liver or your kidneys starts metabolizing the fat content in your food better, and so then like one of the results of that is that you have more ketones. Mm-hmm. And one of the reasons why I think this is a fun diet is because you can test your ketone levels and see like where you're at and how you're doing relative to other diets. It's like you're just counting calories or something. This one, there's a fun activity. You get to either prick your finger and like put the blood into I think it is a glucose monitor, but you just have like special strips for it maybe.
Okay.
Or you get to pee on something. Mm-hmm. Which is always fun. Mm-hmm. So,
and then like it turns colors.
Yeah, so I bought these keto strips. I think they were like $12 or $15 or something at the pharmacy. Mm-hmm. They come in containers of like 50 or more, and it's just like a little vial, and you pull it out. It's kind of like a pH stick, and there's a little square, like centimeter by centimeter square of like pink something, pink. Some sort of special paper, and you pee on the paper, and then after 15 seconds it turns a color, and then you can compare that color to this chart that is on the container, and the darker it goes from like pink to like very dark purple. The darker it is, the more ketones are in this, or these like keto strips, to see how you're doing, see if you're getting into ketosis. And I think like
so then you can adjust like I was at the very light pink. So maybe I've had too many carbs,
I ate too
at
many
least
carbs.
In the early stages before your body starts using the ketones.
Yeah. So then I think after a while, you get into this state called keto adjusted, where your body is used to using ketones for energy, or like used to using fat for energy instead of carbohydrates. But I think the sticks were definitely originally intended for diabetics to measure and make sure that they weren't going into some sort of keto. I don't know. There's some like really dangerous thing for diabetics if they have really high ketones, meaning they have like 0 carbs or 0 calories or something. Mm-hmm.
So 2 things.
Yeah.
1, your phone is blowing up.
I know. You know what I think it is? Because today is wow. Yeah. Okay. So today is a holiday. It's Martin Luther King Day.
Mm-hmm. Did you put it on silent?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Martin Luther King Day. It's a holiday, and the Airbnb properties, all of them, we've had dozens of messages today between all the different renters, people checking in, checking out. So
yeah, all of them. Yeah.
People are either planning their vacations or they're ending a vacation or they're whatever today. So
they're prepping for the year.
Yeah, we just got a couple bookings today,
so
which is pretty sweet.
I'm curious because over the last 6 years, I feel like I have done a lot of different, diets, I guess. Like I've done Whole30 and I've done keto before and paleo and a bunch of different ones. And you've joined me. Like I've asked you, like, hey, do you want to do this with me? And you usually say yes. And you'll last like a week or two. And then you're like, okay, I'm kind of over that. I'm going to go back to the way, whatever. But I feel like this time you are super motivated and have really had great success in the last 7 days. So I'm curious what's changed.
I get to pee on something.
Okay.
It's not about peeing on the thing. It's about seeing those results. Like you get to see your hard work pay off.
To see like the results on the scale?
No, because those ones, I feel like the results on the scale are so delayed. Like if you are losing weight because of Whole30, generally it's going to be a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or a month, and you have to follow this like rigorously for that long period of time to see those long-term results. With keto, within 12 hours, if you're like not eating or something, if you're just fast for 12 hours, then you immediately see a color change in that thing. And so for me, it's like so motivating because you get feedback like really rapid.
Cool. Well, good job. You're doing a great job.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just trying it out. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But like today I had a salad for lunch, but I gotta be honest, I'm like pretty over meat.
Yeah.
Like right this second, I had been eating like basically.
That's what happened when we did keto for 2 weeks over this past summer.
Yeah.
And you just run out of. I mean, I don't eat dairy, which is rough when you're doing keto because it is a huge component of it because it has so much fat in it.
Yep.
And you need the fat. So then you're like, okay, I've had chicken, I've had pork, a little bit of beef. Now what?
Yeah, exactly. So,
which, I mean, maybe aids in the losing weight because you're
I'm like,
so sick of your options.
To eat. I don't want to eat
But
anything.
you do need to boost up your veggies.
I do,
You did good today, but previously it was just like meat and cashews and
lots of
almonds.
nuts and lots of, And
so have you already said what we're going to talk about today?
Just that we're going to look forward to 2020. Episode looking forward to 2020.
I was just going to ask, was this one of your goals, the keto diet for 2020?
It definitely was not, but this year is a special year, guys. Guess why?
Why?
Guess why, Dad? Guess why? Because this year, 2020, is the 10th anniversary of our marriage.
Oh, that's right.
Of our wedding. And so we are going to go on a cool trip to...
It's also like our golden year.
It is a golden year.
Because we got married on the 10th.
Yep.
So there's that.
There's that, yeah. So
we decided to celebrate.
We are going to celebrate by taking a trip to Mexico. And I have been practicar español with Duolingo. Muchas.
So is that a 2020 goal?
Yeah. I think... so anyways, we're going on this trip. We're going to Mexico. We're going in 100 days from today. And I think it would be cool to go into the trip feeling good, feeling tough, feeling strong, feeling proud, feeling...
Got it. So do you think you'll do keto until then?
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
The thing that I'm struggling the most with health-wise right now, like personally, is that it's so freaking cold in Reno right now. It's ridiculous. I had like a really great routine where I was going on a walk in the morning and then a walk in the afternoon. Oh, that was so great during the fall when the weather was just like a little bit crisp, not too hot. Oh man, it was perfect. But now it's just, it's disgusting. I don't want to go outside. It's freezing cold.
Yeah. But you know what? It is freezing cold, and when I'm at home, I stay inside the house. But with my new job, I go outside twice a day for 15 to 20 minutes, and it's not that bad.
Yeah.
It feels fine, so I don't know what the difference is. Like, I'm forced to go at work, so
maybe.
I think that maybe we could probably sit outside for a few minutes. But it's definitely harder to exercise when it's cold outside. Yeah,
and so I think that has been a huge drag on my, like, overall energy and health and all that. So I think doing this keto thing, it's something, it's completely diet controlled. And I think it actually, so to be clear, you can exercise to help get further into ketosis. You can fast, you can exercise. It's not just like only fats, basically.
We have been researching ways to exercise indoors, though.
Yes, we have.
And CJ is not a high maintenance person at all, but sometimes we find like the littlest thing, and you are pretty high maintenance in the category of exercise.
Yeah, that's true.
Because
I spend a lot of money on exercise.
You need something that is not high impact.
Yep.
Because of joints and back and shoulders.
Yeah.
So that kind of takes away any sort of like YouTube cardio video, which is what I would do at home.
Yeah. Jump around. I did P90X in my younger days when I was more sturdy.
Yeah.
Less fragile. But so we have been talking about maybe checking out one of those Peloton bikes. It's so expensive. They're super, super expensive, but the winter months here, they're just so you either have to have a gym membership and you have to like make it to the gym and actually go and whatever. And with the Peloton, I feel like if it's there during the day when I'm working from home, I can just like pop over, grabbing a 30-minute ride.
Yeah.
You know, or either that or a treadmill. Even if I could go for a walk like indoors, that would be cool.
Yeah.
So it's something we're thinking about, but while health is on our minds, that is not necessarily part of our goals for 2020. So I think we never shared our goals for 2019 with the audience.
No, and so I think we should say first that we look at goals very differently.
Yes.
So like at the start of 2019, I did not come up with a bunch of goals.
Yep.
I had one book goal, how many books I wanted to read for the year. But other than that, I don't make goals. Like I just feel like so much changes within a year. It's kind of hard for me to think about saying, okay, it's January 1st or whatever. So this is all the things that's going to happen within the next year. I just feel like that's setting myself up for failure, so I don't do anything. But this year I decided to do something different, and I'll talk about that. But CJ is very traditional in like, okay, it's the new year. I'm going to come up with all of these measurable goals and see how I do.
Yeah.
So you can tell us for 2019.
Yeah, so I can't remember when I started doing this. Maybe it wasn't that long ago. I think maybe the first time was 2016, 2015, something like that, when I was writing on my blog. And I would do a lot of months of like a zero. I would call it like a zero metric month or something, like a 0 month, where I would have like no alcohol or no meat or no whatever.
Yeah.
And
Not
so
no meat. You've never done that.
I've never done no meat.
No sugar.
Yeah, I've done no sugar,
TV,
no coffee, no TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, things like that. Just to like, so that was the types of goals I was making early on. And then, so the goals for last year that I set out were to pay off the truck, which was pretty significant. That was like a stretch goal. 1,300 MEPs monthly, so a MEP is a measure of effort exerted during exercise, and you have to wear like a heart rate monitor to measure every time you're exercising. You wear a heart rate monitor, and it tells you like how many MEPs. Basically, there's like an app that tells you how many MEPs. So that was one of my goals. I had a goal to read 40 books and remove the PMI from one of our rentals. We have we have to pay property mortgage insurance on one of our rentals, and I don't like that. And so part of my goal was to get the house refinanced so that we could remove that. And then my last goal was to eat 0 French fries for the whole year.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So last year I ate no French fries.
Great job.
Yeah.
Check that box.
Yep. We paid off the truck.
Awesome.
High five. And then I failed at the other 3. So I read 37 of 40 books.
So close.
It was close, yeah. And then 1,300 MEPs monthly. I had like a really discouraging month where the battery died on my heart rate monitor. And I didn't realize like why it wasn't connecting to the thing. And then I was like, this is so horrible. Like, I hate this. It's not actually like accurately measuring. So I like got really frustrated and I gave up.
I'm sorry.
I know.
That is
but
frustrating.
I didn't stop exercising. I just like gave up on that goal.
Yeah.
Because I was like, this is yeah. And then 0 PMI. I think when I set this goal, my understanding of how to remove the PMI was not accurate. So I thought that we could have the PMI removed when we owed 80% of the purchase price, but you have to owe 75% of the purchase price, or if you owe less than 80% when you buy it, like when you get the loan, if you owe less than 80, then they'll never start it. So in order to get it, they wanted us to refinance, which I don't want to do. And so I decided, let's kick the can down the road, pay down the mortgage a little bit more, and then have it.
Okay.
Then look at it again in 2020. So that goal, that's the only one that I moved forward, was remove the PMI.
So also something you started last year was you kept the goals on your phone.
Yeah. So one of the most difficult parts of making a New Year's resolution is keeping those resolutions and goals top of mind all year round. And so something that I did, and I can't remember if I took this from someone or if I saw this somewhere. Someone must have told me this trick, but I just like make a little graphic that has my goals listed out, and then I screenshot that and make that my lock screen on my phone. So every time I touch my phone, I'm seeing my list of goals. Just like a quick hit of like, here's your 5 or 6 goals or whatever, which was really, really good at motivating me and reminding me that like, I'm not going to eat French fries this year.
Yeah.
So, I did that again this year. Got my goals up there on my phone. Before I go into 2020, did you want to talk about your process and how you track your goals and how you're making goals on like a different timeline?
Sure. So like I said before, I mean, I would just kind of make goals as the year went on. So, if I felt like doing a round of keto, then I would set a goal like, okay, I'm going to do keto for 2 weeks. Like I didn't have any like rhyme or reason about it. And the one goal that I did make was that I wanted to read 14 books, which I did. I read 16. And
nice job.
Yeah, that felt really good.
High five.
For this year, I decided to go ahead and still like make goals, but I also realized that they don't have to be so much pressure. Like I saw this meme that was like, my goal for 2020 is to pet more dogs. Yeah. And I was like, oh yeah, totally. Like goals can be fun and silly and just things that I've always wanted to do. So I actually decided to make a couple of year-long goals, but also to make goals each month. So my 2020, is that right? Year-long goals?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like, yeah. New Year's resolutions.
Yeah. So I still want to read 14 books again. I want to crochet a scarf. Like I know a couple of crochet stitches and I really like it. So I want to sharpen my skills, I guess, and be able to make a scarf. So I have that. And then I really want to try acupuncture. That has definitely been on my mind for a while. So that's one of my goals. And then for the month of January, I decided to, so I follow this lady who wrote the book Flow Living, Elisa Vitti, and she suggests that you look at the seasons, the same way you would. Well, she actually based the 4-week women's monthly cycle off of the 4 seasons of the earth. So winter time is supposed to be like the menstrual cycle, and then the follicular is spring, and so on and so forth. And so during the winter, or like Mother Nature's menstrual cycle, is when you should really be looking inward on your life and how the past year went. It's the time in a woman's brain where the 2 sides are the most connected. You think about like maybe some of the things that you want to do for the rest of the year. You don't actually plan them out. You just think about it. So it's like, okay, I'm going to use that for January and how I'm going to make my goals for January. So I decided that I want to take more baths. They're very relaxing and self-care. So I set like 3 baths for the month or something. And then I also want to start meditating more. So I want to meditate 6 times in January. And I also want to drink 100 ounces of water every day. Because I naturally used to do that, but with the craziness of the holidays and everything, that kind of fell away. So I picked that back up again. So
would you say that the planet Earth ovulates on 4th of July?
Maybe.
Because that would be so American.
Is July summer? Yeah, summer starts in June.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it could be.
That's, all right. That was my menstruation / America joke.
So in February, I'll decide again. Like, okay, do I want to keep those that I had in January the same for February? Do I want to build on them? Do I want to trash them?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to do monthly.
Yeah. And so when we started the show and Nicole said that we do goals differently, she didn't mean like Nicole and I do goals differently than the rest of the world. She meant that Nicole does goals differently than I do goals. Just wanted to clarify that, and also say that, you know, the whole reason that we set goals, at least these are the reasons that I set goals, and I think some of them align with those of you, the reasons that you set goals too, is that we want them to provide us like a clear focus and something to go towards and after. We want them to motivate us. We want them to provide us some sort of like personal satisfaction and sense of accomplishment, but also to help with like self-improvement. Like having a goal of reading X books or whatever is really great, because if you if you don't have a goal and then you just forget about reading as a thing, then you might just start getting sucked into watching TV all the time. Or,
right.
I don't know, reading, I think reading is really healthy for your brain and really, really important in becoming, I don't know, having you know, a stronger vocabulary and having a better sense of the world. And so,
and
that definitely feels
I don't put my goals on the front of my phone, but I do have a planner, like a planner where I actually use a pen and I write them in there. So my planner, I got it at Barnes & Noble. It's pretty much just a standard planner. But each like 2 pages, when you open it up, is 1 week, Sunday through Saturday. And it lets you like set your intention for the week at the top. So you can write out like, oh, I really want to focus on enjoying my time with the kids this week. And then at the bottom, it has like a goal tracker, and you can write in, drink 100 ounces, take a bath. And then it has, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it has all the days of the week. And so you can put a little check the day that you did it. So I took a bath on Tuesday, check. And so my plan is at the end of the month to go back through, it would just be like 4 pages for the 4 weeks and tally up everything that I was able to do. So that's how I'm going to keep track of mine. I'm a very like visual, need it in my hand type of person.
Yeah.
I imagine you could do something similar on a Google Doc spreadsheet.
Yeah. I think you're also a list person that likes to check. Like you the physical checking off of things. Yeah, so that seems to work really well for you.
Yeah, man, that has been life-changing in our house. All of the checklists.
Gosh, yeah.
I went back to work at the start of this year, and it's been a big transition because I was home. My schedule was my own, and I could get the kids ready in the morning, and I could do everything they needed whenever they needed. But now we actually have to be somewhere earlier than we used to. And so CJ's been helping out a ton, but the mornings always felt a little bit chaotic. And then on top of that, we'd come home and we're so exhausted. Nobody wants to do anything. And so I'd let the kids maybe watch a show, and then they weren't motivated anymore to get any of the like showers and homework done. So now I have a list for like every single minute of our kids' life. And it sounds meticulous, but it's working out.
It is so good.
So well. Like they wake up in the morning, they have their morning checklists. They get all those things done. We get home from school, they have their after school checklist. And they know, like, if I get all of those things done, then I'm allowed to do basically whatever I want. I can go on the computer, I can watch a show, I can play with my toys. But until they get those things done, they can't.
Right.
So I feel like that motivates them to get it done as fast as possible.
Yeah, sometimes we have to, like, sometimes they get frustrated by that, but I think that kids really, really thrive when there's structure and expectations are set well and communicated well, and there's like clear steps for them to reach success. And one of the so there's a checklist for the morning, there's a checklist for the evening, and then there's a separate checklist if they want to earn time on what we would consider like garbage, basically like garbage, brain garbage, like video games and whatever on the computer. And in order to earn that, they have to do...
So that one's the weekend one.
Oh, is that just the weekend? Okay, all right. So...
Because if they want to play on the computer on the weeknight, they just have to finish their afternoon checklist.
Oh, okay. Well, check the box that now Dad knows how it works.
Yeah.
I guess I should have read that user agreement.
It's great because it has like a chore on it. And so I've been learning all the things they can do. Like together they can put wet laundry into the dryer and start that. Grayson is amazing at unloading the dishwasher. He can get all of those things put away.
Taking out the trash.
They like to vacuum, or they like to like set up the Roomba in a certain area and like block it off. And it's just so helpful.
Clean out the car. There have been many things where I'm like, whoa, they're at an age where they can definitely help out, and they need to. Folding towels.
Yeah. So it's definitely, I mean, I felt like I was pretty good at making them do things, but I realized that they could do way more than what I was actually doing. So that's been amazing.
Yeah. Should we share what, like, the specifics of the checklist, or should we save that for another episode? Like,
probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I did start my own checklist for when I get home from work, because I was feeling like, I'm just so tired. I can't do anything.
Yeah.
And so I actually wrote out the things that I needed to get done and realized, this doesn't take me that long. Let me just check them. And yeah, it does make me feel better. So you're right.
Cool.
I like to gamify my life.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, my goals for this year. Should we talk about those?
If you want to.
So my goal, I decreased my book goal from 40 down to 30. I had my book goal was 30 for many years. It was like 2017, 2018. It was 30, and I exceeded that goal, and it felt great. And I think 30 is a reasonable thing to shoot for myself. So instead of 40, I'm shooting for 30, and I expect to exceed 30. Definitely. I've already read 3. It's January 20, so.
You have no idea what's going to happen this year.
I know.
What if you break your leg in July?
Then I'm going to read a ton of books.
What if you're in a coma from August to September?
I know. Well, no, it's not a coma that I need to watch out for. It's van life videos on YouTube. Yeah. Those things sucked up a significant portion of Q4 in 2019. Yeah. Watching van life videos on YouTube about how people build out their vans to travel. All right, so 30 books, 6 isolation tank floats. So you go into a tank of water and you float around in isolation in the pitch black and pure quiet. I should talk about that later. Right? I just did it like 2 days ago, and it was incredible. I love doing these floats. So that is like part of the theme for me this year is self-care. So 6 floats. That's like one really rejuvenating way for this introvert to get energized. 6 screencasts. This is more of like a personal brand thing that I want to do. Is just like try to. I've been doing these screencasts for work, but I also want to try making some personal screencasts and putting up a YouTube channel and just getting into that a little bit more. I think it would be a good way to build my personal brand, and also provide value for other people. Like I think there's some programming things that I can probably teach folks, and so I'm going to try to do that. And let's see. Like I said, I'm going to move forward the 0 PMI. I haven't been to like an annual checkup for a doctor in a long time. So I want to go to the doctor. And
you've already got an appointment.
Oh, yes.
Good job.
Thank you. I want to go to a therapist at least once this year, and I want to go to the dentist at least once. The dentist is a sore subject for me.
Yeah.
Because
you poor redhead.
Yeah, I'm a redhead, but also my teeth. I haven't been since deployment because of certain shame that I have around my teeth that are all broken up from being scared.
Yeah, you used to grind your teeth a lot.
Yeah,
but you haven't in a long time.
No, so I'm gonna. That's on my goals for 2020 is getting back to the dentist. I wouldn't say my teeth are. I don't know. We'll see what they say. I haven't been in 10 years. So 9 years. Yeah, so we're laying it all out there. We're telling the world what our goals are for 2020. I think it's going to be a good year.
I hope so.
2019 was a tough year. It was a chaotic, emotional year. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think 2019 is going to be much better.
2020?
I mean 2020.
I was like, wait.
2020 is better than 2019.
Yeah.
So
it'll be good.
It will be good. All right, I think that's it. Thanks for joining us, everyone. I guess we've kind of taken a little break here during the holidays, but we're back, and I want to record these once a week.
Okay. So that's one of your goals.
Maybe we should make it a couple goal. hashtag Avilla Theory goal. Record an episode every week. All right, friends, we will see you next week.